the bar is so low. Like the bar is so low for crypto gaming that you could have a fucking C level like run of the mill bullshit game that for the Apple App Store. You launch it in crypto, add a token to it. One of the hottest things in the game because there's nothing. There's no competition right now. Like there's almost like, isn't it crazy after all these years? There's almost nothing. There's almost no mobile crypto game. Can you believe that? The only thing was like this game called Axie Infinity, which was basically a Ponzi. You know, I love how Cappy's so open-minded because like people hear this.
Well,
like,
I'm just. Are you sharing your screen?
Can you share the screen now? Yeah. Axie Infinity, right? Which is a $10 tokens, basically another Pokemon rip, the original Pokemon ripoff in the crypto space. But they went more for a sort of like a Pokemon Gold and Silver sort of graphics, like a very simplistic sort of graphics like that. And the whole thing of the thing is like you would take these, they call them Gen Zeros. You would take the birthing parent, which can breed in limited times, only a limited times per day, and you'd be able to like breed more of these things and sell them off and stuff like that. But if you take two OG parents and they have a baby, their baby is considered a Gen 1, and every child can only breed so many times before they're like you've maxed out their breeding. So basically, it kind of created this pyramid where only these really original ones could just infinitely breed without. And they could infinitely breed, so they become a very pretty powerful revenue source, basically, because you just keep breeding them over and over. And what happened from there is then there's that aspect, and then from there they also created this other aspect where people would then play the game to win money and stuff like that. So what they ended up doing is hiring basically a quarter of the Philippines
to play the game,
and stuff like that.
Wow.
And so basically it would become something like this, like comparing to me. So I would have money here from the West. So what I would do is I would invest like $100,000 into these into all these the top level like little Pokemons, and then from there I would create something called scholarships, or what I like to call indentured servitude, or maybe I don't know what you call it, corporate sharecropping.
Right.
So basically, okay, I'll lend you my my Pokemon. And you give me half or 60% of the money, 70% of the money, but you have no upfront cost yourself. You just play it and win the games. Okay. And then that's how it would work. And basically from there, I would hire myself, I don't know. I don't know if I had $100,000 at the time with these Axies. I don't know. I'd have like 25 Filipinos working for me. I don't mean legitimately because it really.
And this all legitimately contributes to both countries' GDP, right? Yeah, it enriched us all.
Because here's the sad thing is like you literally, I'd rather play a Pokemon ripoff all day than fucking be laboring in the Philippines, man. Mm-hmm. But they would legitimately be making a really high income for their area. Because they're still really well paid.
Oh yeah, no, they're handsomely compensated.
Yeah. So this is kind of so instead of going from what's called play to like basically play to win or play to earn, it's going to play to win. So you actually have to be good at the game to actually make money. Where like they would just be doing these little quests to make these little money, and like of course if you're better at the game, you make more money. But it was kind of this whole thing where like you just needed bodies moving these assets around and stuff. This is why I've invested into companies where I've invested in companies where like you basically are investing into sort of like an Airbnb or an Uber of assets, because what happens is as you spend more and more time in the as you spend more and more time in the metaverse or in these games, you eventually what eventually happens is you have too many assets, you can't play them all. So basically now now there's sort of companies, you call them guilds now, but they're going to be into companies where I just lend out my assets and they just return me a dividend of money, and the other people play them or rent them. So maybe I have the Lamborghini in the game and like I'm just not playing the Lamborghini at all. So here I'll just put my Lamborghini on here, and then people rent my Lamborghini out because they want to be like, hey bro,
digital Turo.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's what's going on right now, and so that's what I see coming up in the next run. So that's why I've also invested into that right there. So I'm very heavily like involved in the game fight space.
I noticed just a little bit.
Oh, just a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know if everyone can actually notice this.